Welcome to this free immigration help channel. Today is November 21st, 2023, and we are getting into the volume 183 of me answering your immigration related questions. As always, before beginning this video, I'm gonna mention, as I mentioned in every video on this channel, I am not an immigration attorney. This is not legal advice. All the information provided in these videos on this channel are directly from official government sources like USCIS, and of course the Department of State with their visa bulletin. So let's start with the very first question from Williams Amoranos. Good day, sir. I applied my daughter as F2B from Philippines. Date of application is October 15, 2013. Date of approval is June 5th, 2014. Approximately how many years more to wait to be current and to be interviewed? Williams, thank you very much for your question. Let's take a look at the visa bulletin, see what's going on for the F2B. Philippines gonna have a separate chargeability area, so here we go. We're gonna be looking at the graph A just to see the full length of the availability of the immigrant visa, and then we will look at the graph B and see when the NVC portal is gonna be opening up to become documentarily qualified. So starting with the graph A, F2B, we're gonna be looking at Philippines, and it looks like Philippines, they do have a little bit longer, almost 4 years, so not a little bit, quite a lot longer than all chargeability. So October 2011, and you have submitted your application around 2013, so your priority date should be around 2013 as well. I would say if you submitted it October 15th, your priority date is probably around end of October, beginning of November. And that's the priority date. So judging by your priority date and compared to what we have on the visa bulletin, roughly 2 more years before the availability of the immigrant visa. Now let's take a look at the graph B and see if you already had your NVC portal open up and you're already documentarily qualified. So this one is showing October 13, which is right around. Okay, so you're right around the graph B becoming current, which means that right now, the NVC portal should be opening up, and you will be starting the documentary qualification process. So if NVC portal did not open up yet for you, if you did not start your DQ process, I would highly recommend just collecting as much as possible of everything that is needed for documentary qualification. I do have a video on this channel in which I show an actual NVC portal that was already documentarily qualified, so you can see all the documents that need to be submitted, all the fees, affidavit of support, DS-260. So check it out and try to collect as much of the stuff as possible so that once the NVC portal is open, you can submit everything quickly, become documentarily qualified quickly, and that's really it. So from then on, once you are documentarily qualified, roughly you are looking at your 2013, and this is 2011, so roughly another 2 more years after becoming documentarily qualified before the availability of the immigrant visa. So roughly another 2 years before the interview. Again, you might be already documentarily qualified. I'm not sure. For some people, it opens up sooner than the actual visa bulletin, which is I always found it interesting. For whatever reason, some people are approved way before, the visa bulletin, way before the portal is supposed to open up. But at the end of the day, everybody is waiting for the availability of the immigrant visa on the graph A. So whether you are documentarily qualified or not, the immigrant visa becoming available roughly in another 2 more years. That is if visa bulletin keeps moving every month by a month, which a lot of times it does not, so it might be a little bit more time. So let me pause the answer here, and we're gonna move on to the next question from Maritas DQ Oak. Not sure how to pronounce it. F1 category, documentarily qualified December 2021. I'm from the Philippines. Okay, so F1, I don't know the priority date, just the documentary qualification date. So roughly it looks like Philippines about 2 years after becoming documentarily qualified, the immigrant visa becomes available. Roughly, again, this is very rough estimate. It's a lot easier to tell by the priority date. So if you want, let me know in a separate comment, either in this video or the other video, doesn't really matter, what the priority date is. I need 3 things. I need the chargeability area, priority date, and then the family preference category in order to give the estimates. But judging from, from what you gave me, if you are already documentarily qualified in December 2021, and for F1, let's see how much the spread is for Philippines. Yeah, so looks like for F1 there is about 3 years spread between becoming documentarily qualified, between not becoming documentarily qualified, but NVC portal opening up. So if your NVC portal opened up, right, let's say yesterday, it might take you another 6 months to become documentarily qualified, depending on how fast, that's why I always say, if you know that your NVC portal is going to be opening up soon and you have the documentarily qualification process coming up, try to prepare as much as possible so that once it is open, you can submit everything and that's it. So between the graph B and graph A for F1 and Philippines, this number right here, April 2015 and March 2012, roughly about 3 years. So I would say if you are documentarily qualified back in 2021, 3 years from then, you're looking right around December 2024. So by the end of next year, possibly you can expect, if visa bulletin keeps moving consistently, you can expect your immigrant visa, your priority date to become current. But it's always easier to judge by the priority date itself. So like I said, if you want, let me know the priority date and I'll take a look again at the visa bulletin. Okay, moving further to RR creation. I am 100% sure, sir. I also got surprised how they approved I-130 fast for my brother-in-law. All the information is provided was true. Great. I mean, hey, listen, if that's how it is, if they already approved him so fast, that's fantastic. It is definitely, I would say, unique case because, most of the times these I-130 applications, they are approved closer. All right, so USCIS, they know that, well, the NVC portal is not going to be opening up. It's not going to be current for another 3 years, 4 years, whatever. So they wait around for 3-4 years and then they review it closer to the NVC portal opening up. So they once they approve it, they can transfer to the NVC. You wait another maybe year, 2 years, NVC portal opens up and then you do your documentary qualification process. Again, closer to availability of the immigrant visa. So waiting closer to the next step, closer to the next step. Looks like in your brother's case, they didn't wait. Well, I mean, it doesn't really change the timeline that much. I would say it makes it a little bit easier to know that, hey, USCIS approved it. That's it. That's good. But just keep looking at the visa bulletin, and when your brother is closer to the NVC portal opening up, just start preparing. Start preparing all the, collect all the documents. Fees, there are some fees that are involved that you need to pay, all of that stuff. If you're prepared, once it opens up, you can finish it up in like few days. All right. And usually NVC, they are very quick to review those initial DQ submissions. So if they documentarily qualify you, they can, from the first shot, it can be within like a couple weeks, which is fantastic. And then you're just waiting for the availability of the immigrant visa. So it doesn't change how long your brother will be waiting, because we are all waiting for, the priority date to become current. But hey, if they approved it earlier, good to know that he's done with that step. So RR Creation, thank you very much for clarifying that. I really appreciate it. Okay, let's move on to the next one from Mira Chadhari. My priority date, March 15, 2013, and F3 category. So can you please help me? Mirchat, I mean, the only thing I can do is take a look at the visa bulletin and let you know if you're close or not. So let's take a look. I don't know your chargeability area, so we're gonna look at all chargeability area, and then we'll compare, see sometimes, these family preference categories, sometimes they have the same priority date for multiple chargeability areas anyway. So let's take a look at the graph A first. F3 right now is on January 2009 for all chargeability area. So, and looks like it's the same for China, looks like it's exactly the same for India. For Mexico and Philippines though, it's longer, so hopefully you're not in one of these chargeability areas. So if you are in all chargeability area or China or India, January 2009 is the priority date that right now, as of November, December 2023, they are becoming, their immigrant visa is becoming available. So you are in 2013. So if you are in 2013, that is roughly, I can't tell which month you are in because it's 15/2013. I'm not sure which month you are in, but I'm assuming that's a year 2013. So if you were in 2013, roughly looks like, because it's on January 2009, roughly another 4 more years. Another 4 years, roughly before the availability of the immigrant visa. And then, looks like for the NVC portal to open up so that you can start your documentary qualification process, roughly about 3 years, a little bit less than 3 years before you can start your documentary qualification process. So you still have a little bit of time to wait, give it a little bit more time, just keep checking Visa Bulletin. On this channel I do video for every Visa Bulletin, the new one that comes out, and I compare it to the previous months so that you can see whether your category is moving along or not. Hopefully we will see some good movement, but Visa Bulletin, it hasn't been good in in the past year, 2 years. For a while it hasn't been good. So yeah, it's really hard to tell right now whether we're gonna see any positive movement at all, because honestly we were supposed to see good movement as of October, because October starts a new fiscal year, but that wasn't the case. So we will see the next one that comes out for January 2024, and we'll see if there are any changes. Okay, let's move on to the next one from Amit Pokarel. My priority date is December 2015, documentary qualified in June 2021, F2B, other chargeability area. At that time, may I get married? What effect in my visa if I get married? Great question. Okay, so first let's take a look at the Visa Bulletin. See what's happening. So you're already documentarily qualified, which is fantastic. You are really pretty much good to go, but let's double check your priority date, F2B, all chargeability 2015. Okay, so F2B, all chargeability is showing September 2015, and you are December 2015. So you are, my friend, already current. Are you current December? September. So you are in December and this is in September. Okay, no, never mind. Sorry about that. You are not current yet, but you will be current in literally like September, October, November, like 3 months. But then again, keep in mind, this is 3 months of the Visa Bulletin. Doesn't mean it's gonna be in the next 3 months, because these 3 months, it can take another 6 months to become current, if that makes sense, because Visa Bulletin doesn't always move 1 month every month, all right? It might be a little bit faster, it might be slower. Most likely it's going to be slower, but roughly 3 more months. Now, to answer so you really are close for your priority date to become current, your immigrant visa becoming available. Obviously, after your priority date is current, your interview is scheduled, all right? So you're very close. Now, to answer your question regarding the marriage. Okay, yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, you can definitely get married, and the only thing is that for F2B, okay, there is really no, it's only for unmarried. So if you are married, on the day of the interview, you're no longer going to be in F2B, okay? Currently, as of right now, you cannot, as a permanent resident, you cannot petition for your children if they are over 21, that is, over 21, who are married. So that makes it a little bit more complicated. I don't want to tell you yet, you shouldn't get married, but it might be a smarter idea to get all your documents first and go through your interview, get that immigrant visa, because you really are close. I mean, I would say probably most likely by the end of 2024 you will have your immigrant visa. So if you can wait that long, I think that is a much smarter idea, because otherwise your interview might be canceled, because they will look and they'll say, hey, you are in F2B, which is unmarried sons and daughters over 21 of permanent residence. You are married. and you're no longer F2B. So that way, the only thing that comes to my mind that most likely will have to happen is your parent, who is right now a permanent resident, would have to wait for their citizen, US citizens, to become naturalized. And then once they're naturalized, they will file another application, and you being in F3 category, unless they are already, which honestly you don't want to deal with that, because between F3 and F2B there is a whole 6 years of wait. So yeah, it kind of sucks to say don't get married, but you're better off, you know, not, if you want to immigrate within the next year, get your immigrant visa, and then as a, you know, because immigrant visa, once you come into the United States, it becomes a permanent residence. That's it. It converts to the temporary permanent residence card, that I-51 stamp. If you want, check out the video on this channel I have for I-51 stamp. So once you enter the United States the first time with that I-551, you are automatically a permanent resident. You can hang out here for however long you want, and then go right back and then get married, and then file another case in F2A for your spouse to immigrate with you. Yes, in some situations you can bring your spouse as a derivative beneficiary, but not in this situation, because you yourself going in the unmarried category. F2B category is unmarried sons and daughters of permanent residents. So if you get married, it changes the category completely, which there is no such category. You can't petition as a permanent resident. You can't petition for children that are married. You have to wait until you are a naturalized US citizen, and then you can petition, and then it's going to be F3, and it's a lot longer wait. So I mean, it's a complicated situation. I will leave it up to you. I'm not gonna tell you to get married or not to get married, but I briefly described the situation. It's up to you to make the decision. Good luck with that. It's not an easy one. All right, let's move on to the next one. From Sindid Mahmoud. Well, hey mister, I'm back again from your previous video at volume 176, 177, and my question was, I'm from Bangladesh and I'm a child of US citizen. I am under IR2, okay, immediate relative visa, and I got my documentarily qualified on 24th April 2023. Awesome. So let's see, April is 4, so like 7 months ago. Okay, still I'm not getting any interview letter or anything. Okay, it's Bangladesh, a little bit busier, US embassy, so nothing really to worry about. So you replied me in the next video so perfectly, I must appreciate that. And your reply was kind of like this: I should call the US embassy Dhaka, which is the only embassy in Bangladesh, and ask them they could tell me the date if it's nearby. As you have said, interview letter comes some months ago, but the mail come just before 1 month of the actual interview. And additionally, you also told me that you must appreciate that if I come again to you another video and tell you what they have said. Yes, what's the progress? So here's the thing. They told me that they were seeing my case is still in NVC. Wow, and yet it's not here. Huh. So they can't do anything or can't assume anything when it can come. This is it. Help me by letting me know, sir, if you have any advice or suggestions. Thank you. Okay, Cindy, this is really good that we actually decided to call, because this is strange. If you have been approved 7 months ago, you know, documentarily qualified with NVC, I don't see the reason why your case should still be with NVC. But we're gonna follow the advice that you got from US Embassy in Dhaka, and we're actually gonna contact the NVC itself now, and we're gonna let them know. So here's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna give you the link, and for everyone who's watching this video, if you need to contact NVC, this is the best, this is the fastest way to do it. You can click on this link. This is the visa bulletin. This link is in the description below of this video. And from here, you will see this page. This is the official government website for Department of State, their Bureau of Consular Affairs. So from here, from this page, we're gonna click on Contact Us. I'm gonna open it in new tab because I'm gonna copy the link. And wait till it loads. There you go. And then we're gonna click on US Visas Contacts right here. So I'm gonna click on this, and then from here we're gonna scroll down a little bit, and you will see this table, the very first row in the table. You will see, how do I contact right here? Public inquiry form. So click on that. And then from here, online public inquiry form right here. And here it is. Here's the public inquiry form. So here you would have to enter your NVC case number. If your case is at NVC, you already have the case number. If your case is not with NVC yet, then you can just put the USCIS receipt number, but most of the times you will have the NVC case number. Principal applicant's full name is going to be beneficiary's full name. Principal applicant's date of birth, beneficiary's date of birth. Petitioner's full name right here. Who are you? Beneficiary or petitioner. Email address. And then in your inquiry here, all right, Cindy, this is what you're going to do. In your inquiry here, you will explain the situation. You will tell them, you identify your case, you identify yourself, you tell them that you are IR2, immediate relative category, that you have been documentarily qualified as of April 2023. So, right, like 7 months already, you're documentarily qualified. And tell them that you're waiting for an interview and that you reached out to US Embassy in Dhaka and that they told you that the case is still with NVC and they haven't received the case. And ask, say, hey, I just wanted to confirm that, you know, my case was indeed sent to the US Embassy, that there is no, you know, unnecessary delay or anything like this, because, you know, my visa is already available. I'm in immediate relative category, which means your visa has been available since your I-130 was approved by USCIS. And ask them, say what's going on, why Dhaka Embassy, the US Embassy in Dhaka, why are they saying that they have not received the case? You called, so you're not going to have anything to attach. You can attach if you want, but you don't have to attach anything. You can attach here your documentary qualification email from NVC if you want to. You don't have to do it because they will be able to pull it up by the NVC case number anyway immediately once they get this public inquiry. Now, they respond to these public inquiries pretty quickly. A lot of times they respond with a very boilerplate response saying like, oh yeah, it's still pending, we're still processing, whatever. But you still have to do that just to have that correspondence that, yes, you reached out to these guys, they said, oh, those guys are delaying. Now you're reaching out to these guys, and if these guys are saying something that is funky and you do need to seek more help, whether it is from elected officials or immigration attorney, you already have all the correspondence in front of you saved in the emails and your phone call, record the date and keep it all just in case if there are any kind of problems, really, if there are any kind of problems, then you will have the correspondence to kind of go by and show that, hey, yeah, look, I tried to resolve it with these guys, I tried to resolve it with these guys, and to no avail. But again, I'm gonna tell you, don't stress out too much about this one because you are still within the normal time frame. Okay, you're still within the normal time frame. I had personally immediate relative case, and my parents, they were waiting for 9 months after becoming documentarily qualified. They were waiting 9 months for their interview, before their interview was actually scheduled. So you've been waiting about 7 months. It might be, you know, you tomorrow you might open your email and you will have the notification that your interview was scheduled. Or it might be, you know, another 6 months. It's really hard to tell. Again, it depends on the embassy in Dhaka, but we still want to make sure that your case is not, you know, somebody didn't overlook anything, and because at the end of the day it's still people, you know, it's still people that come to their jobs, and some people love their jobs, some people don't like their jobs, some people just want to have a coffee break, you know, all day, and sometimes things get lost along the way. For us as immigrants, the best thing that we can do is just be professional, polite, and once in a while double check, making sure that your case is still moving along, that it's where it's supposed to be, it's not lost. You know, it helps. You can never be too careful. All right. So Cindy, send them, fill out this form, send a public inquiry to NVC, and once they respond, If you can, please come back. I would really appreciate the update, and I appreciate your update here as well. But yeah, we work through this, and hopefully you will get your interview in no time. Okay, let's move on to the next one from user. Unfortunately, YouTube does not show me some names. I don't know why, but from user, hello, I'm from India and my aunt filed F4 for us, whose priority date is October 2015. Okay, so how many more years we have to wait? So, India F4, priority date October 2015. Let's take a look. Let's take a look, see what's going on. We're gonna look at the graph A just to see the full length. So F4, India is October 2005. Okay, October 2005 for India F4. So let's take a look. You're October 2015. Okay, October 2015 and October 2000. So roughly another 10 more years before the availability of the immigrant visa, and roughly another 9 years before the NVC portal opens up. So there's still a long time to wait, another 10 years. And so there's really not much you can do at this moment. Just being patient, and please don't, for everyone, this is for everyone, don't be upset when I say be patient, because I know what it feels like myself. I'm myself waiting for a petition. I still have another 13 years to wait on the petition that I have filed for my brother, actually, F4. So I can definitely relate. I know how it feels, but this is how it is. Unfortunately, this is part of the deal. So roughly another 10 more years. And hopefully it will be faster. You never know. Maybe next year somebody in Congress who actually is possessed of some common sense can get rid of this whole cap on family preference. It shouldn't be preference. It shouldn't be family preference. That's the whole problem. It's not a family preference. It's just families trying to be together. That's it. And if one family member came here legally and did everything legally and paid the fees and went through background checks and the interviews and the court hearings and the medical examinations and paid thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in these application fees and attorney fees and all of these things, never committed any crimes, never did anything illegal, filed taxes, did good, I think, they can have the opportunity to petition for their family members, same way, legally, coming here legally and paying all the fees and going through the background checks and doing all of this stuff. I don't think there is necessity for a cap, okay? Have a cap on somebody else, but not the families. Okay, let's move on to the next one from Grebe Vlogger. Hey Grebe, thank you for another comment. Always appreciate your comments. So Grebe says case number from NVC and stuff. First of all, my name is Muhammad Ijaz on my passport and in I-130. Okay, so Muhammad, now I know your name, awesome. And in I-130 we type Muhammad Ijaz Khan, first mistake, then we get the case number and stuff email from NVC, and my name is Han Muhammad. Yeah, of course. Don't know what to do. What should I do? Please let me know. Should I start filing DS-260 with the correct name as like on my passport, or whom should I contact, USCIS or NVC? Okay, Mohammed, great question. Thank you for asking. And listen, I can relate 100%, These names that we have, they are unique here, okay? So I literally had a mistake in my name in literally everything. Now, because you are going through the documentary qualification process, I would definitely recommend, because you will be submitting your passport anyway, submit it all. Hold off on the DS-260 right now, because the DS-260, once you submit it, then that's it. You can't make any corrections to it. Or I would recommend, if you do decide to do the DS-260, you have an option, whether you want to wait or not. It's up to you. If you do decide to do the DS-260, definitely do it correctly as it is in your passport, your name as it is on your passport, because DS-260 is the application that is sent to the US Embassy, and US Embassy are the ones that are giving you the immigrant visa, and you definitely want the correct name, in your immigrant visa, and all right, so it makes sense. But you definitely need to submit a public inquiry to the NVC, and in the public inquiry, I already explained earlier how to fill this part out. Just attach your passport And then also with your NVC portal, upload your passport and let them know. That say, hey guys, for whatever reason, my name is not reflecting correctly on my NVC profile. Here's my passport. I'm going to upload it again to the NVC for the documentary qualification process. But if you could please correct my name, I would really appreciate it. And you have an option. It's up to you whether you want to fill out the DS-260 now, or you want to wait first before NVC responds to you and says, oh, okay, we corrected your name, now it is corrected, everything's good, and then fill out DS-260. Honestly, doesn't really change that much, because as long as you fill out this public inquiry form and let them know that your name is reflecting incorrectly, that's it. They are aware of it, and even if you do submit your DS-260, let's say today, tomorrow, even before waiting for response from them, they will be aware of the correct name when they are reviewing your DS-260. That is important. If you do fill out the DS-260 with your correct name and don't update them that your name was reflected incorrectly, then they might review it and say, oh, name is showing up differently. Something is wrong, and say that you need to make corrections or something like that. And you definitely don't want to be dealing with that, because like I've been mentioning, if when you're submitting your first when it's the first submission for documentary qualification, it is reviewed much faster than the later submissions. So with that being said, I'm gonna post my answer here, and I'll post the link for the public inquiry. And Mohammed, if you can, once you do that, once it is corrected, please come back to this channel and let me know that it was corrected. I really appreciate the update. So thank you very much everyone for all your questions today. Hopefully my answers were helpful. As always, thanks for watching. God bless, and I'll see you all in the next video.